Hello fellow compounders, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of my favorite investment opportunities out there, the Nasdaq 100 Index. If you've ever wondered about investing in the Magnificent Seven companies, that is Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta Platforms, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla, you're in the right place. The Nasdaq 100 brings together 100 of the largest and most innovative non-financial companies listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. Why should you consider investing in the Nasdaq 100? And how can you get started? Let's break it down together. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not your financial advisor and you are responsible for your own financial decisions. Why invest in the Nasdaq 100? The Nasdaq 100 Index isn't just any index. It's a vibrant collection of technology and innovation-driven companies that have reshaped our world. Here are 6 reasons to consider the Nasdaq 100 for your investment portfolio. Number 1. Robust growth. The Nasdaq 100 is synonymous with growth. Driven by its heavy weighting towards technology and innovation sectors, companies in the index are often at the forefront of cutting-edge advancements, from cloud computing to artificial intelligence, fueling above-average growth rates. If you have invested $1,000 in the Nasdaq 100 10 years ago, in 2014, you would now have $5,444 versus $3,290 if you had invested in the S&P 500. While past performance does not guarantee future results, the index's track record reflects the robust growth and resilience of its constituent companies. Reason number 2, the Magnificent Seven. You get to invest in the Magnificent Seven cohort, which are Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta Platforms, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. This cohort of technology leaders represents around 40% of the value of the Nasdaq 100. I did a video about them, you can check it out right here. Number 3, diversification. While the index is tech-heavy, it also includes companies from various sectors like retail, biotechnology, and more, helping to spread the risk. Investing in the Nasdaq 100 can diversify your portfolio away from traditional industries and towards future-focused sectors. For example, in addition to the Magnificent Seven, the Nasdaq 100 includes businesses like Costco, PepsiCo, T-Mobile, Intuit, Amgen, Honeywell, and Starbucks. Reason number 4, global exposure. Investing in the Nasdaq 100 means investing in companies with a global footprint. Many of the index's constituents derive significant revenue from outside of the United States, offering exposure to the global economic growth. Reason number 5, innovation and leadership. The index's companies are not just participants in their industries. They are often the leaders, driving innovation and setting the standards. Investing in the Nasdaq 100 means investing in companies that are shaping our future. And reason number 6, they're easily accessible through ETFs. With ETFs like QQQ and QQQM, investing in the Nasdaq 100 has never been more accessible. These funds allow investors to buy into all the 100 companies at once, with a single share, making it easy and affordable to gain exposure to some of the most dynamic companies in the market. How to invest in the Nasdaq 100? One option is to buy each of the 100 stocks in the index. This solution is very cumbersome for most people. However, investing in the Nasdaq 100 is easier than you might think, thanks to exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. An ETF is like a basket of shares that trade under a single ticker symbol on the stock exchange. You buy and sell an ETF the same way that you would buy or sell a stock. ETFs that hold the Nasdaq 100 stocks allow you to buy shares that represent a portion of the Nasdaq 100, making it possible to invest in many companies at once without having to buy individual stocks. Here's a step-by-step guide to getting started. Number 1, choose a brokerage. Open an account with an online broker that offers ETFs. Look for platforms with low fees and good educational resources. Let me suggest moomoo.com, which offers no commissions on ETF trades. When you use the link in the description below to open an account with Moomoo, you would be helping the channel as they would pay us a referral fee. Number 2, research QQQ and QQQM. These are the 2 popular ETFs that track the Nasdaq 100. They offer similar exposure to the index, but come with different expense ratios and investment focuses. We'll dive deeper into the differences between the 2 shortly. Number 3, decide on your investment approach. Consider how much you're willing to invest and whether you want to make a one-time investment or invest regularly over time. I suggest using dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is a strategy where you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of the share price. This approach helps you mitigate the impact of market volatility over time. Number 4, buy shares. Once you've decided on the ETF and the investment strategy, use your brokerage account to buy shares. You can usually do this online through the broker's website or the mobile app. Number 5, monitor and adjust. Keep an eye on your investment and the performance of the Nasdaq 100. As you become more comfortable with investing, you might choose to adjust the strategy and or explore other investment opportunities. Now let's review the ETFs. When it comes to investing in the Nasdaq 100, there are 2 ETF options, QQQ, QQQ, and QQQM. Both are offered by the same issuer, by Invesco, and both track the Nasdaq 100 index, but they cater to different investors. QQQ or QQQ also is known as the Invesco QQQ Trust. It's one of the oldest and most popular ETFs tracking the Nasdaq 100. It's known for its liquidity, meaning that it's easy to buy and sell their shares quickly. This makes QQQ a favorite among active traders and institutional investors. However, its popularity and liquidity come at a cost, specifically a slightly higher expense ratio. Its expense ratio is 0.20% or 20 basis points. On the other hand, QQQM or the Invesco Nasdaq 100 ETF is a newer offering designed with long-term investors in mind. It has a lower expense ratio than QQQ. The expense ratio of QQQM is 0.15% or 15 basis points versus the 20 basis point charged by QQQ. This can make a significant difference in your portfolio's growth, especially if you're investing for the long haul. QQQM might not have the same level of trading volume as QQQ, but for investors focused on buying and holding, this is less of a concern. Both QQQ and QQQM have almost identical returns. This is expected since they track the same index. As of March 25th, 2024, the 10-year annual return for QQQ is 18.47%, the 5-year annual return is 20.92%, the 3-year annual return is 12.61%, and the 1-year annual return is 46.79%. The QQQM has a slightly better return, but it only has 3 years of operation. So the 3-year annual return is 12.67%, about 6 basis points better than QQQ, and the 1-year annual return is 46.94%, about 15 basis points better. So which one should you choose? If you're a beginner or someone looking to invest for the long term without frequent trading, QQQM's lower expense ratio offers a better value. On the other hand, if you're an active trader looking for liquidity and you're okay with a slightly higher cost for the ability to move in and out quickly, QQQ might be the way to go. Most likely, if you're a subscriber of our channel, you are an investor and not a trader. So QQQM is the preferred ETF. That's the one that I use now. Investing in the Nasdaq 100 through ETFs like QQQ and QQQM offers a fantastic opportunity to participate in the growth of some of the world's most innovative and successful companies, including the Magnificent Seven. Whether you're drawn to the liquidity and popularity of QQQ or the lower expense ratio and long-term focus of QQQM, both ETFs provide a gateway to the technological advances driving the modern economy. For beginner investors, starting with QQQM and employing a dollar cost averaging strategy can be an excellent way to build your investment portfolio. This approach not only makes investing more accessible, but also teaches the importance of consistency and patience in achieving financial growth. Remember, every investor's journey is unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. It's essential that you consider your financial situation, goals, and risk tolerance when making investment decisions. And remember to always be compounding. See you in the next video. Take care.